how to check yourself before you wreck yourself, building lasting relationships while on your spiritual healing journey. Welcome to episode 1 of the Soul Crew podcast. Hi, I'm Jess Devine, your lovely hostess on this grand adventure of life. I am a manifesting generator, Gemini. Oh, Lord have mercy, am I a Gemini? I shoot from the hip and speak from the heart. I'm a knowledge juicer, everything coach. So autistic, ADHD, unschooling mama 5, writer, author, systems builder, teacher, and founder of the Soul Crew community because, wait, there's more of us. If you dig my vibe, I encourage you to check out the Soul Crew community where we elevate and educate together in roundtable coaching, truly living in community because co creation is really where it's at. So, on to our topic navigating the third dimension as spirit beings. Man, is it easy to feel connected to source and like the spirit flowing through you when you're meditating or praying. Like when you're in that moment, it is so easy to know that you are all powerful, almighty, to know that I am that I am. But what happens when someone poops and someone else screams or hits someone else or someone cuts you off in traffic or a business deal goes bad? Like, how do we navigate life as spirit beings? Living as a spirit being is truly next level to the spiritual awakening. If this is you, come along. Metaphors are a great way to understand difficult concepts, and relationships are truly the most difficult part of navigating life in these skin suits. When we liken a complex problem to something simple outside of us, it makes it easier for our brains to understand and ultimately easier for us to execute in whatever belief or behavior modification we desire to achieve in order to live our best life. Because really, we're all just here to fulfill our highest creativity and live in care for ourselves and others in service to this world because we got to make this place a better place. On this journey, self awareness is about 90% of the game of life. When you master self awareness, you can take baby steps to total transformation, or you can take monumental shifts to radically change your life seemingly overnight. Self awareness basically just helps you check yourself before you wreck yourself. If you're going to go on a bender, like at least do it with full awareness as to why you're doing it, what need you're fulfilling in your life. Go enjoy yourself and continue taking baby steps. When you're ready, you can make better choices. You can make choices to your higher self. It's really about eliminating the shame that we feel so that we can feel good about ourselves, that we can feel like we love and nurture and care for the spirit beings that we are, just doing our best to navigate the polarity of this world. In my 25-year healing and self actualization journey, I have acquired a lot of tools and knowledge from other people. There are certain universal truths that are just accurate for everyone because these are the laws of the universe. And I speak a lot about magic and manifestation and prayer. And I believe that our current lifestyle is the mirror that reflects our choices. So while we're spirit beings and we're navigating life, we're making these choices along the way. And our lifestyle is the mirror that shows us our choices. So the key in life is really how to make better choices along the way. So when I use other people's concept or I'm speaking of a universal truth, these are things that are taught by lots of people in their own language, in their own unique way. When I think of laws of the universe, I think of Abraham, Esther Hicks, I think of Wayne Dyer, I think of so many of the greats that have taught all different variations of the secret or law of attraction or manifestation. Like we can go back further to Think and Grow Rich and oh, The Alchemist. There's so many stories along the way. Like there's so many books that all teach the same thing. And but it's the how to is where people get stuck. Like, how do we apply this to our regular practical life. And so on my journey, there are a few metaphors that I have created that really just seem to help people understand and move through things with grace, joy, and laughter. But I want to really start by creating the foundation of what it takes to create magic or manifestation or have your prayers truly answered in the third dimension, like right here and right now, because numbers in the vortex don't matter. We need numbers in the bank account. We need love and compassion and tenderness in real life, not just metaphorically or just in the spirit realm. So, the few concepts that are critical is first really creating space, decluttering, and that happens to be next week's topic as we declutter everything. It's about getting clear. It's about understanding that anything is possible. We have seen over and over the placebo effect be real. Like people have cured cancer with sugar pills. Like over and over, what we believe is possible, we can attain. Now, if we look around the world, we see evidence of things that are crazy, like levitation, radical healing, rags to riches, epic love. And even those as possibilities are limitations because we are capable of so much more. So, the first step with any type of magic is to create a belief and to know you are worthy and valuable and can do and can achieve absolutely anything in your being. So, dream big because bored humans don't accomplish anything. Get busy doing whatever you love it and do it over and over until you achieve all that you desire. 2 is release. Release and heal everything. Because everything you have ever been through, and I am a queen of horror stories. Everything I have been through, every decision, every battle, every hard situation that I have faced has prepared me for this moment right here. For this moment, I have been prepared, and I am grateful for everything that I've been through. Releasing is a journey in and of itself. And these are the topics that we will be going over throughout this podcast because these are the essence of life. How do you do this in the third dimension when you know in your depths of your soul that you are worthy and you just want to taste it? That, my friend, is a journey I've been on for 25 years. I know what I'm doing, don't really know what I'm doing. The key to knowing what you're doing is to not know what you're doing. It's the nuance of life. And so I invite you to co-create, to explore, to adventure with me as we learn to release all attachments, to stand in the power of who we are. With my words, I cast a spell. I create with the power of my words. When it is said, it is finished, it is finished. And I believe everything you desire already exists for you. It already exists. Live. Be open to being. Be. Do what you love. Do. Have. If you're looking for more resources, we have free resources available on the website soulcrewcommunity.com. You're also more than welcome to join us in the community. So many times we think of karma as some big cosmic cycle, and this is true, except karma is also day to day. What we do today creates and builds our tomorrow. What we put off today is our list for tomorrow. Self-awareness tools help you identify the connections between your feelings, words, and behavior in a quick and humorous way. Because life really isn't about being perfect. It's about how you respond to the obstacles, problems, or as I call them, hiccups in your giddy-up. We all have hiccups in our giddy-up. What do you do with them? I once spent 18 months trying to figure out what I did to manifest a hurricane. Forgot to look at my response to the hurricane. We all have hiccups in our giddy-up. So here's how it works. The moment you feel like you're about to wreck yourself, you do the vanilla ice method. It is stop, Collaborate and listen. Stop. Pause. Give yourself 3 seconds. Collaborate with yourself. Check in with your body and listen to what it is saying to you. Stop, collaborate, and listen. Check in real quick. It only takes seconds. Check in with your body. And then ask yourself, who's driving my car? This is a game that I play with myself many times a day. It helps me navigate life. It's who's driving my car. So when I'm checking in with myself, I'm saying, okay, who's really doing this? I have 4 people inside of my vehicle, 2 grown-ass adults and 2 crazy-ass kids. And I love all of them. They are all different parts of me. In a perfect world, the adult masculine is driving. He is doing the do. He is driving the vehicle. The feminine adult is navigating with wisdom and power and confidence. She is navigating, while the children are peacefully buckled in the back seat. However, if you find yourself hitting potholes, driving off the road, crashing into buildings, slamming up against other drivers, it may be because one of your children is navigating your car. We all do it. We've all done it. There's no shame we have hiccups in our giddy-up. Ideal world is a beautiful balance of feminine and masculine within each one of us, where one is driving and one is navigating. And the children are honored and loved and cared for and nurtured in the back seat. Now, I have to say, there's been times in my life where I have gotten pissed off at the world. I've gotten pissed off at myself. I've gotten pissed off, and I tried to leave my kids on the side of the road. My metaphorical kids, not my real kids. But I put my shadow self on the side of the road and said, you don't exist. This is disassociation. You're not a part of my system. We zip it away and we try to hide the crazy-ass child parts of us, our shadows, like they don't exist. And then we're plagued with guilt that we left our children on the side of the road, our metaphorical children. And so we go back and we get them. And then we fight and we argue and they take over the car again. You start hitting more shit. So who's driving my car is a little graph. And I'll put it up on the screen. You can take a screenshot. These are all downloads within the Soul Crew as well. It's a real simple graph of the 4 different people who are inside of each of us. I don't know about y'all, but I really struggled for many years with gender identity. And I realized in that process that what I was struggling with was the feminine and masculine within myself. That rather than fighting my own unique feminine and masculine, that I need to simply get my children in the back seat and embrace both the feminine and masculine sides of me. This in itself is an entire podcast about the sacral chakra and understanding the nuances of who you are. So we're going to put a pin in that for later. But as you look at and identify the different elements of the 4 people inside of us, inside of every single one of us, and we honor and love who we are, it allows us to set a goal in our mind as to the type of person we desire to be. So looking at the chart on the left side, we have the dark yin, feminine, left body, right brain, breath in. This is the internal view of yourself. And the reason why I use so many different attributes to explain the dark and the yin and the feminine, because they all mean the same thing. When we learn to dance in our darkness, we can blossom in our light. And it is absolutely stunning to stand, sit, exist, be within your trusting, intuitive being, nurturing, calm, knowing self. She also has a shadow side. And this shadow side causes us to labor rather than earn. And when we live within the shadow side, we find ourselves working and working out of insecurity. We're disconnected, we're lonely, and we're focused on the problem. And when we're letting the little girl drive, she runs into everything, focusing on the problem and manipulating, doubting, blaming oneself, and sitting in addiction. She cries, I'm not good enough. Now, on the light side, which is yang and masculine, right body, left brain, breath out. It is our external. It's how we engage with others in the world. It's what we do. We are the problem solver, the protector. We are proud and determined. We are assertive and logical, passionate and powerful. We live full of life. His crazy ass kid, the little boy in me, is controlling and prideful. He overthinks. He judges, then denies, blames others, and he cries, I deserve this. And both of my crazy ass kids deserve love. They deserve care. They deserve to be heard and honored, and their souls to be delighted. And it is not safe for them to drive my car. So in that moment, when I am about to wreck myself, I stop, collaborate, and listen. What is my body saying to me? Who is driving my car? What decision, what choice am I going to make right now based on who is driving my car? And you can do this in a matter of seconds. And it allows you to breathe your way through and make better choices in the moment. And that is what it's all about. It's how do we consistently make better choices in the moment, day by day, moment by moment. When you enter into a relationship with other people, whether it be personal or business, it's like driving your car. The four people in your car, it's like driving that onto a ferry boat. I've spent a good portion of my life in the Northwest where we drove our cars onto ferry boats to go to another island or a peninsula or something like that. I've been on lots of ferries, drove on lots of ferries, and it's really fun. I'll put a picture of the ferry boat on the screen. That way you can see what I'm talking about. Basically, your car is on a boat. And ideally, in this metaphor, how this works is when you enter into a relationship, you drive your car onto a ferry boat. And one of your grown-ass adults, only one, gets out and goes up to the cockpit, goes to the area with the other people who leave three of their people in the car, and one of the grown-ass adults goes to the cockpit. This is the metaphor for bringing our greatest gifts and strengths to the table within community. We do not leave our children or our feminine and masculine selves behind. They are taken with us. They are nurtured. They are honored. They are sitting in the safe space of themselves. They are honored, loved, and nurtured, while a portion of you is contributing to the greater whole within community, going in a certain direction for the greater good of those who you choose to engage life with. So in the cockpit, when you have multiple people who are navigating and who are driving, you can get an amazing amount of things accomplished. It is absolutely profound what you can accomplish when you have a community of people, a family, working together for the greater good. My mic died. That is an episode 1 type of thing to happen. Newly charged and re-recording the last segment. Here we go. How do you actually accomplish anything on this ferry boat? Like, what is the practical tools in order to guide this ferry in a direction that you really all desire to go? About 20 years ago, I was given a tool that was a family mission statement. And we as a family did this for about a decade, and it worked amazingly well. And the next decade, when we chose not to do it, I can see in hindsight that it was kind of the detriment of our family. And so having clearly defined goals and a direction for your family and who's doing what is really important. And it's very helpful because it allows everyone to stay on the same page and make decisions and choices that help benefit the greater cause of your family as a whole. One of my favorite quotes is from Matthew Kelly. He said, "Most people overestimate what they can do in a day and underestimate what they can do in a month. We overestimate what we can do in a year and underestimate what we can accomplish in a decade. So this ideally is a 10-year plan. When we did this recently with my family, we did a 5-year plan because we have about 5 years of parenting left before the empty nest phase of our life. And that is what seemed appropriate. So make adjustments for you, but know that it's based off of a large, big goal. Where is your ferry boat going? So the first question is, what's the most important objective? What's your most important objective? What are you doing? Where are you going? What do you actually desire? Build a dream life and keep it super short, like 1 or 2 sentences of the direction that you want to go in the next 10 years. And what are the benchmarks that you desire to achieve in those next 10 years? So again, just quickly bullet point them. What are the benchmarks for the next year that help you obtain the 10-year goal? And then what is the basic action plan to accomplish this year's goals? So lay the things out in front of you so you know what you're doing and how you're going to get there in the most simple way. And then what is your weekly and daily schedule that is required in order to achieve those goals? Then, what are the primary roles and responsibilities of each parent or person in order to achieve these goals? Delegate the household tasks, delegate the parenting and the food and all the things that are required in order to run household or households. Like, really take a look at everything. Define your rules of engagement. How do you engage with each other? Like, we have one rule in our house, and it's be kind to yourself and others. And it makes it super simple because we know exactly what is expected. Kindness. Kindness. Be kind to yourself, be kind to others. Every safety issue falls into that. And that is actually a whole nother episode. What are your safe words for disengaging when things get heated? What are the words that you say in order to disengage and take a break? And then what are your guidelines for resolving conflict? How do you resolve the things that come up between each other? It's really important to understand how you're going to navigate conflict. And then what is the current budget and what is your goal budget? So it's really about laying things out, getting clear. Pick and choose the questions that work for you and the unique circumstances of your family. It may be you're just a couple, or maybe you have a lot of kids like I do. It's different for everybody. So pick and choose the questions that resonate with you, get it onto one sheet of paper and review it annually. Have a direction for your life. Pick a North Star. Where are you going? What do you really desire? And go towards it. You can always edit it. This document isn't for anyone else. It's just for you. So in review, we went over 3 pretty major things today. It's check yourself before you wreck yourself. So we do the stop, collaborate, and listen. Vanilla Ice method. Stop, collaborate with yourself, and deeply listen to yourself. Ask yourself, who's driving my car right now? Do you let one of your crazy ass kids drive, or do you take over the reins? Just check yourself. Be aware. Know what you're doing. Make conscious decisions. And then when it comes to navigating your family, give yourself a North Star. Where are you going to point your ferry boat? Where are you going? What do you really want? Make plans, get there. You got this. I'm rooting for you every step of the way. Every step of the way, you can do this. Baby steps will radically transform your life. Keep going, my friend. I love you tons. We'll talk to you soon. Have a blessed day.